This video will show techniques to use needles safely in the lab, minimizing the risk of accidents or incidents occurring. The images shown here are the result of a needle stick injury. Although the syringe plunger had been fully depressed, the needle had trace amounts of dichloromethane left over. Thankfully, after a year, a full recovery was made. The first part of this video will show you how to prepare your needle and how to remove the cover safely. The two types of syringe are push fit and screw fit, and needles can attach to both of these. To attach a push fit syringe, you should push the needle and syringe together firmly until there is no movement, like this. To attach a screw fit syringe, you should simply screw the needle into the syringe as much as you can. Before uncovering and using your needle, ensure your vessels are securely clamped so they don't need to be supported with your hands. When removing the cover from a needle, you should always hold it with both hands, almost as if you were gripping a golf club. Use the lower hand to firmly hold the syringe and the other to gently lift the cover off the needle. It's best to let the cover drop off the end so you don't put your hand near the tip of the needle. Now your syringe is uncovered, take extra care to be aware of yourself and others. The next part of the video will show you how to safely insert and withdraw needles. Long needles and cannulas can flip up, leading to chemical exposure or needle stick injuries. To avoid this, when inserting a long needle, hold it around 3 cm from the end to support its entry. Do not let go of the needle until it is securely in your vessel. Once your needle is firmly in the vessel, simply lift the plunger to fill up the syringe. When withdrawing a precise volume with a long needle, it is easiest to withdraw too much and invert the syringe. You can then eject the excess liquid and any air bubbles present. To insert your needle into the new vessel, the same principles should be used. Remember to support the needle both on entry and on exit. Once your needle is secure, apply firm and even pressure to the plunger to eject the contents of your syringe. When withdrawing your needle, be sure to support it upon exit so it doesn't flick up and expose you to chemicals. If you need to reuse a needle later, keep the sharp end in cork, polystyrene, or inside the needle cover to prevent injuries occurring. If you need to recover a needle, hold it with one hand and scoop the cap off your bench. Your hand should never be near the point of the needle. Once you are finished with your needle and syringe, you must dispose of both components as I will demonstrate here. Before using a sharp spin, ensure that the lid is firmly secure by applying even pressure to all the sides. To separate needles from push-fit syringes, you can use the shapes on top of the sharps bucket. Simply push the needle in and then slot it into the shape. Pull the needle to remove the push-fit syringe safely. To dispose of a screw-fit syringe, simply unscrew the needle from the syringe at the base. Dispose of the needle in the sharps bucket. If you really can't separate your needle and syringe safely, ensure that you put the whole needle and syringe into the sharps bucket. When a sharp spin is full, you should close the lids and tell your demonstrator or take it to chemistry stores. Contaminated syringe bodies must go into the yellow hazardous waste bins. The final part of this video will cover choosing the correct needle and syringe, as well as a summary of how to use needles safely. The colour at the base of the needle corresponds to the bore size. This is the diameter of the hole in the needle. When choosing a needle size, consider the viscosity and volume of liquid you are transferring. When choosing the syringe type, consider any pressures or hazards associated with your chemical. Push-fit syringes can come apart, so if you're using pyrophoric chemicals, you should opt for a screw-fit syringe. If you're not confident or have never used needles before, practice first with water. Remember, safe needle use requires practice, dexterity, and patience. This slide highlights the key points of this video. Remember, if you're ever unsure or unconfident, your lab demonstrators or colleagues will be glad to help you.